Hayley Solich and I'm the editor of Golden Pen for Christian Women magazine. And today I want to speak to you about the difference between earning our salvation and salvation by grace. Now, this is a subject that my pastor has been teaching on for many, many years. That's Pastor John Latta, and he talks about grace quite a bit to us. But it was as I was sitting in a prophetic training meeting this morning and we were directed to this particular scripture that something went off inside of me and I went, aha, and I had that moment. Let me just describe to you the kind of Christian woman that I have been in the past. I got saved as a child, and then I had a period where I did my own thing as a teenager, and then at 18 I rededicated my heart to the Lord. And at 18 I stepped into 7-day-a-week church. It was absolutely full on. And I think during the next sort of decade, I did a lot of service of God and had the attitude that I was, climbing some kind of godly corporate ladder, and the more that I did, I would be, known, and then I would get the opportunities, and then, I'd be doing the things that God asked of me. But really, if I'm honest, a lot of what I did in those years was build Hayley's throne, not God's throne in my life. And I had this sense in myself, if I didn't do, that God was, in some way going to smack me. So it was almost like a works mentality. But the scripture that I read today it went double whammy for me about grace and how grace works. And the scripture is Ephesians 2 and verse 8. And it says this, it says, "For by grace you have been saved through faith, and that not of yourselves, it is the gift of God, not as a result of works, so that no one may boast." And that, the gift of God, that was what hit my heart today. There's nothing I can do to earn salvation. Jesus has done it all. And so even in the working out of my salvation, which is where I go, yes, I'm going to take up my cross daily and follow him, I have to work that out with grace and walk in grace. And Pastor John Latta, my pastor, has been teaching a little bit about grace, and we've been having these discussions. And I love his description of what it means to be in this kind of a grace relationship with God. He talks about Jesus infusing himself in us. And he says it's like a cup of tea. It's before you put the tea bag in, it's a cup of water, which represents us. Then the tea bag is Christ and God. And when you put the tea bag in, the water is no longer water because the tea bag infuses it and it changes its state. It turns a different colour for one. It tastes different. And this difference was nothing that the water did. It was all that the tea bag did. And it's kind of like that with Christ. When he infuses our life, we are incapable of making change. But Christ in us is very capable. And so when it comes to this whole thing about grace and versus the struggle and the strife and coming into rest, when we understand that it is no longer I who liveth, but Christ who liveth in me, when we understand that when I am weak, he is made strong, and we let go of the need to be seen, to be heard, to be doing, to be promoted, when we let go of that ambition inside of ourselves. And I confess I was ambitious as a young born-again Christian. I wanted to take on the world. I wanted everyone to see me and hear me and know me. And it's as I've got older, I've matured in that area somewhat. But it's as we let go of our need to be seen and we allow Christ to come in, as we let go of our need to be in control, and we let Christ come in and do his work through us, that's when the amazing things start to happen. That's when the miracle happens. So today I encourage you to take a moment, stop, look at what you're doing in your life and ask yourself the question, where am I being motivated from? Is it because I think I have to earn my place in heaven, which is a works mentality? Am I taking this by faith? Am I saying, Jesus, you've given this to me already. It's mine. All I have to do is walk it out. Really, sincerely, that's my prayer for you, is that you'll understand the grace of God and what that means in your life to be infused by Christ and to change the way that you're made up to allow Him to emanate out of your life. Have a blessed week. See you.